àní ìrédé ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀dà gírígírí kẹ́ máa bọ̀ kẹ́ wá polówó ọjà ẹ̀ka yẹ̀bùn káyẹ̀. Bàbá bàdé wá ẹ ṣé o aláàánú ènìyàn ẹ ṣé gan ìkédìlé yìí rà mọ́ rírà o bàdé wá ẹ ṣé o ẹ ṣé gan. Bàbá bàdé wá ẹ ṣé o aláàánú ènìyàn ẹ ṣé gan ìkédìlé yìí rà mọ́ rírà o.
We are your connection to the sounds that surround you.
I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3.
Enjoy.
Rise and shine. It's Monday, a beautiful day to you again. It's dawn of a new day. It's the 11th day in the month of August. We are grateful for how far we have traveled in the year 2025. It's Monday, chop chop. Time is money. Go out there and do what you have to do and do it quick. OLUWAFUNKE Israel, right from the hilltop of Ikeji Le, Ijeshan Vicinity FM on the show, where we bring you top stories on our newspaper review this morning and the details. Do well to join the conversation, but before we get right into that, I want to say, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Ikeji. Good morning, Metro. Good morning, Nigeria. How are you doing this morning? It's the beginning of another week. It's the beginning of another day. Thank God for another down. And you know, another down is the beginning of another sunrise. And what did they say? Sunrise, beginning of another sunrise is another opportunity for you to go out there and make use of the day, make use of this opportunity. I'm Aisha Ibrahim, and do well to join us on our Facebook and our YouTube on Vicinity 95.3 FM. Like, comment, and share the program this morning.
connection to the sounds that surround you.
I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your brand or launch your hustle for enhanced value? Vicinity 95.3 FM Ikejile, Ijesha, Osho State is calling on public and private establishments to advertise your goods and services with a wider reach in Oshu, Ondo, Ogun, Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo, and Kogi states. Let's push your products and services to a new height. For more information on advert placement, partnership, or program sponsorship, please call Giwa on 081 12 499 685 081 12 499 685 or OLUWAFUNKE on 070 6106 3557. We offer only premium services at Vicinity 95.3 FM.
Yeah, welcome back. We'll be taking top stories from Nigerian Tribune newspaper, The Punch, and The Guardian newspaper.
Alright, I'll be taking the top stories from the Vanguard newspaper, the Daily Trust newspaper, and the Nation newspaper.
On The Guardian, Abiodun Daniel Beaker over demolition notices on property. Non-constitutional Senate welcomes recommendation at public hearing. Article Falano kicks as NYSC defense withheld certificate. From Broad Street to Atlantic City, congestion, assets depreciation, push HNIs, businesses to echo Atlantic City. U.S. condemns killing of Christians in Nigeria, vows decisive action. Landmark vaccine trial raises hope for cancer patients. EFCC raids hotel in Obasanjo Library. Management threatens lawsuit. Cracks widen in ADC coalition as Shekarau allies consider a new platform. The top stories on The Guardian.
Alright, the top stories from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tariff slash. EERC moves to resolve Enugu power outage. Peter Obi has integrity. He will keep his one-term promise said by MBF. Obasanjo Library kicks as EFCC raids hotel. Looming strike. Federal government to pay 7-month arrears of doctors, health workers. Sugar importation rises as local production falters. Sugarcane farmers lament neglect access to sugar refinery. Federal government fresh warning. States mobilize against flooding. Niger Delta will support only Tinubu, said by Otuaro. Tax Reform Act will cripple our operations in 48 hours. And those are the top stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Now to The Punch. Flood crisis. FG predicts more devastation in 15 states. India buys Nigerian crude oil as Dangote imports U.S. oil. Uniports refutes allegations of abuse of office levied against Governing Council Chairman Doyin Abiola. Media gurus reflect on democracy, soldiers' life. State hit by 68% spike in foreign debt payments. Debt servicing threatens state fiscal stability. Naiti, Lagos Rivers orders spend 235 billion naira in 6 months. EFCC arrests 93 suspects for internet fraud in Ogun. FG launches e-fiscal platform to crack down on tax evasion. PC attacks.
Alright, from the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, options for banks as recapitalization query mounts. Hoodlums attacks truck driver, born vehicle in Imo. Residents flee Kwara villages over attacks. Federal government deploys fighter jets to chase away terrorists. Presidency dispels Tinubu's illness rumor. Obasanjo Library threaten EFCC with lawsuit over raid on facility. Serap NGE sue Niger governor NBC over Badegi FM. Couple 3 others die in Katsina road accident. And away from Nigeria, Israel's Gaza sector plan another calamity said by United Nations. And those are the stories on the front page from the Daily Trust newspaper for this morning.
Now to Nigerian Tribune. Banditry, police deploy squad to Kwara community. 2027 PDP may unveil zoning formula August 25. There is other committee to meet this week. Senate factors to consider before approving new state. 61 requests received. SIRAP NGE sue Niger Governor Embassy over Badigi FM 2027. Niger Delta will support only Tinubu PAP boss. Strike health workers to get 7 months salary arrears by August end. FG on health exercise can help fight breast cancer. Obasanjo Library condemns invasion of hotel by EFCC considered legal option. Release LG fund or Shun governor tells FG again. 500 billion naira recapitalization. Banks step up. Capital drive as CBN tightens grip on recap to par $1 trillion economic goal.
Alright, from the Nation newspaper this morning. Fire me, I remain APC member in Ekiti. FIRS e-invoicing system hit 5 trillion naira in early surge. Family fixes September 9 to 12 for Doyin Abiola's funeral. Ogbe died peacefully in his sleep, says family member. Opposition tackles governor over deputy's 7-month sick leave. Why Niger Delta region will back Tinubu in 2027 by Otuaro. EFCC, Obasanjo Library lock-ons over arrest of 93 fraud suspects. 176 illegal estates. What government action has cost us by developers. Wanted church leader arrested in Lagos for cross-border drug trafficking. And those are the stories from the front page of the Nation newspaper for this morning.
I'll move to the details on the Guard. I'll bring you the details on the Guardian newspaper. I beg your pardon, on Nigerian Tribune. FG pledges to pay doctors, health workers 7 months arrears by August ending. The federal government has assured medical doctors and other healthcare workers that their outstanding 7 months salary arrears will be paid before the end of August 2025 in a bid to avert a looming nationwide strike in the health sector. The assurance was given by the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, during a joint meeting held in Abuja with leaders of major health unions. This development follows a 21-day ultimatum issued by the Nigerian Medical Association (NMA), demanding that the government address lingering welfare concerns or risk a nationwide strike. Similarly, the National Association of Nigeria Nurses and Midwives (NAM) recently suspended a warning strike after stakeholder intervention.
Alright, this brings me to the details of our stories from the Nation newspaper this morning. EFCC, Obasanjo Library lock-ons over arrest of 93 fraud suspects. A sting operation in the wee hours of Sunday, leading to the arrest of 93 suspected internet fraudsters, has put the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) at odds with the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library (OOPL) in Abeokuta. The agency, which said it acted on credible intelligence, stood on the expansive facility to make the arrests, during which it recovered 18 vehicles and mobile devices from the suspects. In his statement announcing the action, the EFCC did not give the name of the place where the operation took place. But hours later, the OOPL said it took place on its premises, alleging an invasion in a Gestapo-like manner. It called for an apology and threatened to take up the issue with the authorities and a likely challenge in courts.
Smell in Lagos. While we withheld Raye's discharge certificate, NYSC, the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) has refuted claims circulating online that Corps member Ushe Rita Ugwamaye, popularly known as Raye, was denied a certificate of national service over criticism of President Bola Tinubu's administration. In a statement issued on Sunday, the NYSC described the allegations as false and without basis. Contrary to these claims, Raye is one of 131 Corps members whose CNS was withheld not as punishment for dissent, but for valid disciplinary reasons, especially a service year. Specifically, a service year was extended by 2 months because she failed to attend the April biometric clearance as required by the NYSC bylaws.
All right, still from the Nation newspaper this morning. Abroad, firm to partner in tackling petrol tanker fire accident. The managing director of Host Life Safety System Limited, Mr. Adeleye Oladimeji, has said his firm and Afe Babalola University, Ado-Ekiti, will partner to tackle incessant tanker fuel fire accidents. Oladimeji announced this in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria yesterday in Abuja. He said Host Life Safety System will train a team of officials from the university to acquire the right knowledge on how to break a hydrocarbon chain on a vehicle carrying inflammable substances involved in an accident.
Here is still your newspaper review. Listening to 95.3 FM. Do well to join the conversation this morning. We'll go on the short break. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your brand or launch your hustle for enhanced value? Vicinity 95.3 FM Ikejile, Ijesha, Osho State is calling on public and private establishments to advertise your goods and services with a wider reach in Oshu, Ondo, Ogun, Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo, and Kogi states. Let's push your products and services to a new height. For more information on advert placement, partnership, or program sponsorship, please call Giwa on 081-12-499-685, 081-12-499-685, or OLUWAFUNKE on 070-6106-3557. We offer only premium services at Vicinity 95.3 FM.
FM Ogalaje Adiola Noite Oni e ma gbọ́ mo fọwọ́ sọ̀yà.
Music. Sports.
In towards Lukaku.
Entertainment. Politics. All on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM. Ikejile, Ijesha. Music. Sports.
In towards Lukaku.
Entertainment.
Welcome back. Still newspaper review this morning. Listening to 95.3 FM. Will now be joined by Comrade Abdulmalik Salman, who is a language teacher, an educator, and a research assistant at University of Alabama, USA. A beautiful morning to you, Sir Salman.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here again today. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good morning. Thank
Yeah,
you
good
for
morning.
joining us on the show this morning.
It's my pleasure to be here again. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll take this story on Nigerian Tribune. Well, presidential hopeful Peter Obi has said presidency in Nigeria should be a single term. That's 5 years single tenure, because of all of the rowdiness we always have when election is going to take place, saying that for a country like Nigeria, we should reduce, is advocating for a 5-year single term for presidency in the country. There was a time, there was this proposal that presidency in Nigeria should just be one single term of 6 years, but it didn't scale through whatever at the National Assembly. What are your take on this?
Well, I think, like you said, this is not the first time this is coming up. We've had cases. I think there was a time former President Goodluck Jonathan advocated something similar to this. I think he proposed a single term of 6 years. And some of the reasons he cited were the fact that most times elected officials, they don't have enough time to focus on the real business of governance. So sometimes when people win election and they're sworn into office, some people use like 1 year after that to go through the legal procedure. Some people have cases in courts, and also just maybe 2 or 3 years into their tenure, they're also preparing for the next election. As we are seeing now in Nigeria, even though 2027 is still about 2 years away, but now we can see that all attention is now on the 2027 election. So the proposal may not be something that is bad, but I think the decision lies with Nigerians. So because we are practicing democracy, and in a democracy, the majority of the people, I think they have their say. So it's a good idea looking at our current situation, because we tend to focus more on politics and putting less attention on the business of governance, which is not something good. But at the same time, we need to look at the fact that, is this something that is okay for the majority of Nigerians? I think the National Assembly is currently doing constitutional amendments. So if Mr. Peter Obi thinks this idea is a good one, I think he can, as a citizen of Nigeria, I think he has the right to put this forward, maybe through the representative for his constituency, or the senator representing his senatorial district. I think this can be debated in the House. It didn't pass the first time. I think people might reason differently this time around. But I think if we are to look at it from the perspective of the fact that we devote more time to political activities, I think it may not be a totally bad idea if that is what the majority of Nigerians want. Yeah.
Yeah, so this brings me to this story on this young woman. A backstory there. A Youth 7 core member who went viral when she condemned what do I say now? Yeah. While she was 7, you know, she said Lagos is a smelly place, and she came out, you know, to lament how it's hard for, you know, a Youth 7 core member earning 70,000 naira. You can't pay rent, you can't even pay for electricity. And she came out there to lament and made some very, very strong statements. And since then, you know, NYSC, federal government, has been on a matter. Now, eventually, she has finished her service here, and she came on the internet again to say that she was not issued a certificate. Well, there are also a corresponding story to that, saying that she broke another rule while serving, not because she did not because of the statement she made at the time during her service here. So at this point, we know that a lot of times we Nigerians come online, you know, to just complain and then register our grievances. So moving forward, how do you think that, you know, matters like this should be addressed? Because there's been this back and forth with her and the federal government, and she has constituted, you know, I won't say nuisance, but of course she's been in the public eye. For a young lady like this, of course she has a career before her, and then moving forward she's going to the labor markets. Do you think this would, you know, hinder our ability, you know, to get help career-wise?
Well, the first thing I would say is the fact that we live in a country that has rules and regulation. We have laws, we have our constitution, and flowing from the constitution of Nigeria, each establishment or each system or body of government also has their own laws. So when it comes to NYSC, I also passed through the NYSC. I know NYSC has bylaws which contains rules and regulations that guide the conduct of core members throughout their service year. So for me, I don't think that is one aspect of it. At the same time, we have laws that guide us as a country. So, and it's within this law that you have the freedom of expression. So I would say the lady in question has, according to the law, freedom of expression. But within that freedom of expression, you don't infringe on someone else's freedom or rights, or maybe commit crime within that. If you commit crime, then your freedom of expression will come into suspension, because people you have committed crime again will seek redress. So I don't think, if she is not, she has not been given a certificate of service, I think there might be other issues related, as we have said, because the way NYC works, in fact, if you have any issue or you have violated any bylaw, you'll be issued a query before the end of your service year, and you'll be given the opportunity to respond to that query, and you'll be able to meet a panel where you are going to defend yourself, so to say, and you will be communicated the outcome of that panel. So, and the outcome will either be whether you'll be suspended from the service or you will be given extension. So if you are given extension, that means when others are getting their own certificates, you may not be able to get your. I had people whom we served together. In fact, I have two close colleagues whom we served together, and they didn't get their own certificate too because they had previously faced a panel through the query they got from their AGI, and because of that, they didn't get that. So they had extensions, and when they finished observing their extension, they got their certificate. So I think if she has not been given a certificate, I think the NYC should be able to provide concrete information to her. Even before now, she must have been issued the query officially and respond to it.
Yeah.
So to cap it, I think we live in a country that has laws, rules, and regulations, and our laws allow for someone to for freedom of expression, but at the same time, one has to be mindful so that you don't infringe on someone else's right while exercising your own freedom of expression. So I think we as it stands today, until we have the full information of what led to why she was not issued a certificate, I don't think we have sufficient information to conclude whether that was right or not. But I think at the same time, like I said, she has the freedom of expression, but it's still within. She has to be within the law so that she don't infringe on someone else's right. Yes. So I think the NYC should provide more information.
Yes.
On
So let me add
if
this.
she has infringed on any laws or she has contravened any regulation. Yeah.
Well, they said our service year was extended and our certificate was not issued because she failed to attend the April biometric clearance.
Yeah, I think that's a valid grant because that's a valid grant. So it's not that our certificate was not issued. Our certificate must have been issued, but she has to observe the extension before she'll be able to collect her certificate. I think that is not a big deal. If she thinks the allegation she was like what she has been accused of doing, if she thinks otherwise, she might want to go to the law court, which I don't think the NYC bylaw allows for it. So I think she just has to observe her extension and get her certificate and move on with her life. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. This will lead us to the David Johnson's newspaper. Earlier this month, there's a ban on the Badegi FM in Mina by the Niger State Governor Muhammad Bago and the NBC National Broadcasting Commission. Now, the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project and the Nigerian Guild of Editors have filed a lawsuit against the governor and NBC. That's why did they shut down the station. And then they are seeking an order of perpetual injunction restraining the Niger State Governor and NBC from harassing and intimidating the shutdown of Badegi FM. What do you think about this? Since the NBC already did their judgments, what did you think the SERAP and NG, the lawsuit will be accepted by them?
Sure. There is nothing. The law is for the law courts are for everybody. So until you go to the law courts, you don't preempt what the court will say. So it's a good thing that they have approached the court. I think that's the right thing to do in a democracy instead of resolving to self-help. But I think the governor does not have the right to close down the station. Only the NBC has the right. And even with the NBC, it has to be according to the law.
Laws.
You don't just wake up and think maybe someone has done something that you don't like or you don't agree with, then you take decision on them, maybe you sanction them. No, it has to be according to the law. Now that SERAP and the other organization have gone to the courts, I think that's a good thing. The court will be able to look into the facts and details of the matter and decide accordingly. So it's a good step for them to have approached the courts, and I think the NBC will also be ready to meet them in the court and explain their own side, and the court will have sufficient information and necessary facts to decide the next line of action. But I think it is not a good thing for democracy when we think we go after people who have opposing views or who are not towing our own lines of opinion. I don't think that's a good one for our democracy. But for them to have gone to the court, I think that's a good one, and we should wait for the decision of the court.
Now, this brings me to concerns that state debt has continued to rise, and a state foreign debt has risen by 68%. And at this point, of course, servicing it as well has also risen, and we know the federal government also aids state governments to pay this debt. You know, we know it's not today we've been borrowing, but at this point you ask that why is state still borrowing so much when they get federal allocation? Since the emergence of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, he has even raised state allocation all across 36 states in the country, and you still hear states borrowing large amount of money, and this comes with for servicing our debts with even foreign currency like the dollars. And we're hoping that prices of goods and tangible commodities in the country will come down, but with what we see in recent times, we know that this is unachievable. What would you say moving forward? How can states manage their resources that it would not continue, to bring them to this point where they have to borrow? You get federal allocation, federal government is borrowing, state is borrowing. Then you ask, what are they doing with this money?
Well, I think one thing about money is the fact that money will never be enough. So it is left for one to, as a government or as an individual, to plan and have your budget and make sure you follow up with it. So I don't think this is a good time for our government, whether at the state level or the federal government, to continue to borrow the way they have been doing, because already we are in a problem, and we are trying to get out of that problem. So, and thankfully we now have, because of some of the strong policies or reforms of the federal government led by the President Bola Tinubu, we now have more money going into the pockets of the government. Talking about at the federal level, at the state level, and at the local government level, at the detriment of the people, because the people are now the one paying for this. How do we pay for it? We are now paying more for fuel. We are now, to get forest now, we are now paying more for it. So we are now paying more taxes and the like. So that means the government should be able to utilize this money to the best interest of the people and not getting more debt and adding to the burden that we already have. I think there should be, we have the debt management office at the federal level. I think there should be maybe a law, like at least for the next 5 to 10 years. We may not be able to stop borrowing, but I think there should be a start to it. Like, there should be like a performance review, and there should be like the payment plan of this debt should be reviewed before obtaining the loans, because this is not actually a good time for us to be getting more debts or more loans. Right now, we should be able to focus on our internal resources that we have. I don't think there is any state in Nigeria that does not have any internal, like something that they can make money from their own state.
Revenue.
But the kind of system we practice has made it possible, like, the governors are waiting for the allocation almost every month. So I think the federal government should look into it in coordination with the Nigerian Governors Forum and come to a term like there should be a plan about borrowing at least for the next 5 to 10 years, and any loan that is like, even if you want to get the loan, there should be a payment plan for that loan. So that you don't just, because at most as a governor or as a president you use 8 years that's at most. Then you now leave the burden for people coming behind, which is not a good thing. So I think the federal government should step in and coordinate with the Nigerian Governors Forum and the Debt Management Office to come up with a comprehensive plan on how to guide this. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for joining us on the show this morning, Comrade Abdul Malik. So, man, do have yourself a great day.
Thank you. It's always my pleasure. Thank you, and have a good day as well.
Yes.
Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
Well, it's time for us to go on the show this morning. We appreciate you joining us on our Facebook. We apologize for the glitch. Sajida Sadiguna says good morning this morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Prince Oguni Emmanuel Ayokunle says nice station. Thank you. Beautiful morning to you. At this point, say it's another week. So you bring in all of your tough fights to whatever it is that may want to hinder you this week. I hope you win. OLUWAFUNKE Israel. It's a good way to start the week. Go out there and be the best you can be. Our producer is Mujibola Kunle. Have yourself a great day.
Yeah, thank you for joining the program this morning. I'm Aisha Ibrahim. Remember, it's another day, it's another opportunity. Go out there and make use of it. It's nothing is impossible to achieve. Let that stay with you for this morning. I am Aisha Ibrahim. Do have a great day.
Your connection to the sounds that surround you.
I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3. We are your connection to the sounds that surround you.
I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here.
I got the keys to the city.
This is Vicinity FM 95.3. We are your connection to the sounds that surround you.
I'm a dog, but hit music belongs here.